Welcome back, sports gamers. It's the Natural. Here's the second video where Clint Oldenburg, Madden gameplay designer, answers your community questions. The series is broken down into gameplay, graphics and presentation, general, and franchise. We've already covered franchise. Check the link in the description below if you missed it. But in this video, we will cover gameplay. As a sim gamer, one of my favorite topics, the core of all video games, because if the gameplay isn't on point, everything else built upon it falls apart. So stay tuned as we cover jukes, running animations, wide receiver drops, defensive shading, improved man coverage, offensive line play, and many more topics regarding to Madden 18 gameplay. So don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe for more exclusive Madden 18 content here at G.O.A.T. Enjoy.
Rex talked about the new wide receiver and DB line of scrimmage interactions, such as Chucky making cuts off the line, and that's mostly user input. Does it also happen in human versus CPU games where they use those same mechanics?
Yeah, the AI will use the same mechanics as the user, and their information of when to use each mechanic comes from the play that they've chosen to run.
Okay, great. Does the new target passing system tie directly into quarterback's ratings? Does the size of a reticle change dependent upon that? How does that work?
Not currently. When you go into target passing, we think that you're taking the skill over of that position. Where the ratings are coming to play is zip on the ball, how quickly the ball can get to the spot that you're trying to throw to. That's where it's currently at. There may be a few more changes come in before launch, but that's where we're at right now.
Okay, great. So one big thing people had issues with the past couple of years is man coverage. How has that been improved, or is it the same as far as man coverage and press?
Both were worked on. So the press mechanics came in when we did the wide receiver DB stuff. We updated how shading works, the pre-snap adjustment for shading inside, shading outside. We did a lot of logic updates for man coverage. Really what we wanted to concentrate on was making shutdown man coverage corners reflect that in the game so that you can have one of those guys and take away, that side of the field. So that's what we've been working on.
Okay, great. How are the running animations improved in Madden 18? Did the jukes work a little bit better this year?
Yeah, we did another pass on our ball carrier special moves. We still have the three tiers of moves, the fourth being for the heavy guys, but we went through and made them much smoother, much faster. You're going to see a lot more fake outs. You're going to want to use, spin and juke a lot more than we saw in 17.
I noticed when playing the game there was felt like there was more weight to the players. Is that something that you guys intentionally focused on or worked on this year?
Not really, to be honest, and we're getting that feedback a lot, that the players feel more weighted. They feel like they're attached to the field better. It's not something that we consciously worked on, and I think that's some of the stuff that you're getting from Frostbite. I think that's some of the visual upgrade that people talk about when they say, what do you get from Frostbite? And I think that's one of those examples.
Okay, great. And one of the things people look at you for, or many have issues with, is offensive line play. Is that something, how did the offensive line play? Did you kind of touch on that this year? I know you have ID to Mike, but with that and also outside of that, what offensive line work has been done?
We did a lot of upgrades in every area, so individually each thing we did is probably not a real big deal, but put it all together and it coalesces into a really big story for blocking. Like you said, ID to Mike is the user-facing feature, but we also improved AI around pull blockers, open field blockers, wide receiver and running back screens, wide receiver blocking. We also did a lot of work in tuning pass rush and getting different outcomes. I don't know if you've noticed while playing, but the pocket is forming better than ever, and I've been a big pocket formation guy ever since I joined the Madden team 5 years ago, and I think every year it's gotten better and better. And I think you see that really comes out and kind of hits you right in the face the first time you drop back to pass. And then lastly, we have reach tackles and reach sacks. That's a user mechanic. The reach tackles are a user mechanic. On run plays, you can use either bumper to reach out of a block, and then you'll be able to match a three-man tackle with the defender, the blocker, and the running back. And then the reach sacks while you're pass rushing, if you get close enough to the quarterback, this is for both AI and users as well, you get close enough to the quarterback, you will reach out and try to grab the quarterback over the block, and you can get some really cool three-man interactions in that scenario as well.
Okay, awesome. Is Nano Detection still in the game?
I'm sorry, what?
Nano Detection, is that still in the game this year?
Still in the game, yes. It is still in the game. We're going to look at finding different ways to improve it, and we're going to listen to feedback from all of our cohorts, meaning the competitive guys on their mode, the simulation guys in their mode, and see what they want that to be. But I wouldn't predict that that's going anywhere for the time.
So the new mode, that's a big thing, the new game styles there. I mean, that's a huge change. How do you kind of see that playing out, and what was kind of thought behind implementing that this year?
Well, the thought behind it was anytime we wanted to make post-launch changes via tuner updates, we couldn't do it without one side of the aisle getting upset at the other side, right? And that's not a great way to build a strong community and a strong user base. We want everybody to enjoy the game no matter what changes need to be made. So I think that's the biggest advantage, is if something needs tuned, if we find that something is overpowered or underpowered, we could tune it mode specific. So for an example, if the simulation guys really like the way halfback stretch feels, but the competitive guys don't, we don't have to affect both of them. I think that's the biggest advantage.
Awesome. I'm definitely looking forward to kind of playing. I've played some sim and some competitive, and it's definitely a difference there, but I appreciate you guys putting that in the game. Do you still have the quarter QB avoidance stick? Are you going to overhaul that and take a look at that? It feels like the quarterback needs more animations in the pocket.
We actually got rid of the QB avoidance stick this year because it was in conflict with our new target passing mechanic. So now, basically, that's a contextual deal. AI quarterbacks will still do it, but the user is only going to have the little contextual movements when he runs into things around the pocket. It is something that, like everything else in the game, we always want to make better, but that's where it is now.
Okay, thanks. When you play underneath on defense, man and zone, or mostly man really, and when you shade underneath or shade inside, outside, shading inside, would that stop inside routes better, and outside, would they play that a little bit better as far as the shading, or is that pretty much the same?
No, we updated shading with the wide receiver DB stuff. The biggest thing you're going to notice is two things. When you shade in or out, you're going to see them physically move, the guys who you shaded. The cornerbacks will physically move inside or outside, and if you have them pressing, they will press in that direction. So if you are shading outside, he's going to press them inside, or at least try to, and then the ratings are going to determine if he wins or loses that. So, yeah, that's one of those things that comes with those mechanics.
Wow, that's awesome. So one thing people had issues with last year was the high amount of drops by wide receivers. You guys did kind of address that a little bit towards the end of the year with some of the patches. Like, how does that, you can continue to work on that for Madden?
Yeah, we've been working on catching all year, for 2 years, and a lot of those drop passes were just a major bug that we're still working out, trying to get nailed down moving forward. All the ones that were not bugs is one of the other reasons we decided to do the Gamestyles. On competitive, with what competitive Gamestyles is going to give you is if you have a receiver who's over a certain rating in catching, let's say 90, then if he's wide open and the ball hits him in the hands, he will never drop the ball in competitive game mode. In simulation, he still may have a 2% chance to drop it. And so you're going to get that randomness still on simulation that simulation guys embrace, whereas the competitive guys who don't want randomness deciding the outcome of their game is going to be reduced.
That's awesome. So speaking about kind of bugs, what are some of the legacy issues that you guys worked on and addressed for Madden 18?
Oh man, everything. Like I said, blocking, all the blocking stuff. Legacy is really how ID the Mic was created. So now we've given you guys the tools to pick up any blitz that may be coming your way. We did a lot of work with the common complaint that people stop run too well out of dollar, quarter, dime. Actually pretty heavy-handed there. If you have a weak tackle box, and the offense is in a heavy run formation, you're going to have a very, very hard time stopping the run. You're going to see a lot of guys getting pancaked, and it's going to make you not want to be in that defense, all game. That was the thing. Man, I don't think there was anything legacy that came out of 17 that we didn't go after. Are there any in particular you're curious about?
No, just general. I know this. You guys every year you clean up and look back and take care of things like that. So, but no, that's good.
Be sure to subscribe and turn those notifications on so you don't miss the next video in the series as we talk about Madden 18 and address more of your community questions. This is The Natural. I'm out.